Girl now charged with murder, the murder of 17-year-old Emery Mizell, who was stabbed to death outside the alleged killer's apartment building in the Bronx. Detectives now looking at their social media accounts. Police believe the stabbing was the culmination of an ongoing dispute between the two girls.
Emery Mizell was a 17-year-old high school student from the Bronx, New York. She attended James Monroe High School and was eagerly anticipating significant milestones, including her senior prom and graduation in June 2024. Emery was described by family and friends as a beautiful, strong, and loving young woman. Her family members, including her siblings, have expressed deep grief, sharing memories of her supportive and caring nature. Her 13-year-old sister, Gianna, spoke of the close bond they shared, and her younger siblings, Josiah and a 6-year-old sibling, expressed how much they miss her. Emery's tragic death followed a period of ongoing bullying and harassment on social media, which reportedly contributed to the fatal confrontation that led to her death. Emery Mizell, a 17-year-old girl from the Bronx, was tragically stabbed to death in early May 2024. The incident occurred outside an apartment building in the Soundview neighborhood following an argument. A 15-year-old girl, whose name has not been released due to her age, was arrested and charged with murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. The stabbing is believed to have stemmed from an ongoing dispute, with reports suggesting that Mizell had been the target of online harassment prior to the altercation. 2 other teenagers were initially detained but later released as they were witnesses rather than participants in the crime. This heartbreaking event highlights the growing concern over conflicts escalating from social media disputes. A relentless social media bullying campaign against a 17-year-old girl in the Bronx ended in horror, when an alleged teen rival stabbed her to death on a street in broad daylight, cops and law enforcement sources said. Emery Mizell, the oldest of 4 siblings, was fatally knifed in the chest around 2:15 p.m. Thursday on Boynton Avenue near Watson Avenue in the Soundview neighborhood, police said. Her alleged attacker, a 15-year-old girl, was quickly taken into custody and charged with murder, manslaughter, and unlawful possession of a weapon, cops said. Her name was not released because she is a minor. The tragic and senseless slaying has devastated Emery's loved ones, who gathered outside her Evergreen Avenue apartment building Friday for an emotional memorial. She was there for me when no one was there all the time. She gave me advice all the time when I needed it, Emery's heartbroken 13-year-old sister Gianna told the Post. Gianna, who tragically became the oldest sibling overnight, fondly recalled her good big sister, with whom she liked to dance and sing with as she tried to process her sudden loss. I don't know how I feel right now. I have mixed emotions right now. At one point I'm crying. The next minute I'm like, I don't know. Every time I go through my camera I see her, said Gianna.
Dead after she was stabbed in the middle of the afternoon in the Soundview section. Another teenager is now in custody, and New York cops now telling us what may have led up to that attack. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Johnson.
It was a brutal bloodbath, a battle between 2 teenage girls that left a shocking sight outside of 1105 Boynton Avenue. Indications are the girls had a running dispute, and one pulled a knife and viciously plunged it into the body of the 17-year-old victim multiple times.
I spoke to her this morning, you know what I'm saying? She had a little argument with her sister or something this morning. She was mad, but she was on her way to school. And I got a call saying somebody got stabbed across the street. And I found out it was her. I was like, that's crazy. I was just talking to her this morning.
Crime scene units arrived to gather evidence after the attacker was taken into custody. The victim and the suspect both live in the building. The awful violence happened at 2:17 in the afternoon, just as school was ending for the day.
It's sad. You know, it's nothing to like. It's sad. It's our kids.
With so much blood on the ground, the victim had very little chance and was declared dead at the hospital. Residents of the building were horrified by the nightmarish amount of blood near the entrance to their building.
Been living here 30 years. I never saw something in here like that. So brutal. Kids.
Residents say cops are usually on patrol in the neighborhood following another recent violent crime in the area, and say the residents and police need to cooperate to make the area safe for everyone.
According to police, Emery and her alleged killer were involved in an ongoing dispute. The victim had been bombarded with harassment on social media prior to the slaying, police sources said. LaTanya Mizell, Emery's second cousin, said she wasn't aware of the apparent social media bullying, but said that, if true, it would only add to the tragedy. These are kids, both of them. They both lost their lives. That right there is hurtful enough as a whole because we got to be better with our kids, said LaTanya. They shouldn't be fighting because somebody said this about that person. Stupid stuff. It's not worth taking somebody's life, LaTanya said, adding that despite the suspect being a child, she wants to see the teen be prosecuted. I really just wish I could hold my cousin again. Emery, who would have turned 18 in October, was just 1 month short of graduating. Condolences to the family of this tragic story. Rest in peace, Emery.
The awful violence happened at 2:17 in the afternoon, just as school was ending for the day.
It's sad, it's nothing to like. It's sad. It's our kids.
With so much blood on the ground, the victim had very little chance and was declared dead at the hospital. Residents of the building were horrified by the nightmarish amount of blood near the entrance to their building.
Been living here 30 years. I never saw something in here like that. So brutal. Kids.
Residents say cops are usually on patrol in the neighborhood following another recent violent crime in the area and say the residents and police need to cooperate to make the area safe for everyone.
For the sister and the moms to find out, it's even more sad. You know what I'm saying? So the only way to fix, like I said, fix this is to come together as a community.
The 15-year-old suspect ran back into the apartment building but was taken into custody by police. 2 other teenagers on the scene were also questioned and released.
News 12 The Bronx, where local matters. I'm Noelle Lilly. Tonight, a Bronx family is saying their final goodbye to their teenage daughter. 17-year-old Emery Mizell was violently killed in an after-school attack earlier this month in Soundview. You may remember this tragic story. News 12's Heather Fordham is outside the area where services are underway. Heather, got to be an emotional day for the family.
It's a day no parent can ever imagine having to say goodbye to their child. Tonight, family and friends of Emery Mizell gathered at the Grace United Methodist Church to remember her life that tragically ended on May 2nd. That afternoon, police say Mizell and another teen got into a fight outside of an apartment on Boynton Avenue in Soundview. Multiple other teens were also involved, and within a matter of seconds, it went from physical to deadly. Mizell was stabbed in the chest just 3 blocks from home. The fight was caught on surveillance video from the building, helping police in their investigation to catch the suspect they say was responsible that same afternoon. A 15-year-old girl was arrested and charged with murder. As for Mizell, she was set to graduate from her high school in the Bronx next month. Reporting from the Upper West Side, Heather Fordham, News 12, The Bronx.